Actually, that might be the solution. I think that's what we're gonna do. So for you guys who actually sat through this entire video, one, why? And two, welcome back to the workbench where we try to make things. What we're continuing to try to make today is Revell's Ford FD-100 pickup, the Foose design kit they put out a while back that we're doing quite a bit different now. In fact, even more different than before. But if you'd like to get caught up on those differences, down in the description, there's a link to a playlist. You can get completely caught up to where we're at right now. And where we're at right now is a whole new, we'll say drivetrain design or thought. So went through the comments. Everybody's pretty much on board with going four-wheel drive. So I'm trying to figure out how to make that happen. I've got a mess here. As you can probably already see, I've gone through the parts boxes. I've gone through everything I've got, trying to figure out how I'm going to make this work. And I literally spent hours on this, by the way, and kind of have no tangible results, as you can probably see right here. But I do think I now have a game plan. I literally pressed record on this video way later than I usually do because it took so long to get to something that I think is going to work. So let's take a look at it. Let's start in the back to begin with. So I've got the back's actually going to be pretty easy. I think we're just going to go ahead and use the Bronco rear end and all that from the Bronco. I still will have to clear out the notches or make these notches just a little bit deeper to get the rear end to sit deeper. And then we'll have our four link here. This will the rear end end up rotating more, so these links will be lower. I'll probably have to actually make mounts for them that kind of come down off the rails. We'll have our links on the outside here, and then thanks to a great comment, in fact, a great comment that kind of cleared me up on a lot of things. Let me know that this is a panhard bar, and of course also kind of let me know how rack and pinion steering works, which I knew how it works. And by pump, I'm thinking steering pump up front, but I knew it was, it's just a gearbox essentially, which I would not have room for. But in the back, boy, this is the way they molded this panhard bar is like way not right, not accurate. I mean, it's not going to work. it's not going to locate. Basically, we're going to need one end to be to the rear end and one to the frame or something like. But anyways, we're gonna I'm pretty sure it is supposed to be the panhard bar for the kit, and we'll just pretend like it is, and we're gonna sink all that down into the frame rails there. So then we'll have our 5-link set up. I went ahead and got the transfer case from the Bronco. I've got the motor very much sitting pretty much exactly where it's going to be. I think it might have slipped down on me. The tail piece of the transmission will sit a little lower, and it'll match up. Well, it's going to match up short. I'm going to match the transfer case to the transmission, and then our drive shaft will actually be a little bit short. So we'll probably have to go to a different drive shaft or just lengthen the drive shaft or whatever we're going to have to do there. Okay, but that's easy. That's easy. Where it gets more complicated is up front because we're going 4-wheel drive, right? So how do we make that happen? And I've been going all different ways because basically what's happening right now, and I've got the wheels kind of just sat in here so I can kind of see where everything needs to sit. I mean, we can get the front diff to kind of sit in there, but it won't sit far enough forward because of our steering, our rack and pinion, our steering rack up here, right? It needs to go far enough forward, and there's plenty of room. I think there's plenty of room for this diff to kind of sit right in here. If this, the rack wasn't there, and it would sit down in the frame rail right behind our alternator, essentially. And I think it would fit in there. So first things first, I think what we're going to have to do is remove the steering rack from this assembly. And the other thing that's kind of interesting too is in this molding they have here, this output shaft here stops. You can see, I don't know, hopefully you guys can see it stops here. I guess obviously, I guess in the Bronco kit, there's something that covers that so you don't see it. So I'm going to have to continue that. And then actually, now that I think about it, I think the solution that I have coming up might be the answer to this. Because the next problem is, now you can see our output shafts are just going to be way too short. We've got to get, so here's our spindles. Follow me here. I know this is getting complicated, but I think it'll make sense. So here's our spindles, which need to sit kind of pretty far down here. And so these are our drive shafts here are not going to reach, of course, neither is our steering rack, reach down to where the spindle is. Yeah. So I think, and we're forgetting something here too. We need A-arms, right? So I thought about using the A-arms from the kit, the F-100 kit, trying to set it just over top of it, but I don't know. That just seemed very complicated. Let me turn this around and let me just get to the solution that I think is going to work. I won't go through everything that I went through to get here. So imagine this is removed. We have this diff sitting deeper in there. I found some A-arms that I think are going to work well. These are actually off of a Testarossa, whatever. They're Ferrari A-arms, and they're actually the rear A-arms. But they're nice and big, and I think that'll work, that we'll be able to mount on top here and then angle down. Now, I think what we're going to have to do, again, this rack is already gone. I also have the half shafts here, or the output shafts from the Testarossa. Now, these are the rear, but I think we can get these wherever we need to mold them in and then angle them down. What I'll probably do is come off right here where these go and then angle it down to the to the spindles, or actually I'll show you the spindles we're going to be using. I'll probably have to shorten these, obviously. Okay, and then as far as spindles go, okay, so this is our A-arm. Follow me here. I actually have basically what are just they're not actually steering knuckles or anything. They were just the uprights for the rear. But if we put these in here, just follow me. They actually mount in here, and then I think we could use that to mount. Are these our front wheels? Yeah, to mount the front wheel too. Now imagine there's going to be a brake rotor here, of course. Now I know you just got to go with me that this is going to be able to make turn. We'll put a link for, in fact, I think we're going to end up using this steering rack because it has more length here, and we'll put a link into it. I mean, I do have, these are the steering knuckles from the Ferrari that has the link. So we might, I want to use these just because they fit. Now, I mean, if we use these ones, it's actually on a pivot, which would make more sense for a wheel that has to turn. But we might just be kind of, we're fudging it a little bit here. And then we'll have the steering shaft come down to that. Can you guys even see what I'm doing here? We'll have the steering shaft come to that. We'll have a brake rotor and then a wheel. And then we'll build off the top of that, I think using the Bronco strut or shock as the basis. This will build out our airbag, our collapsed airbag. And then that'll all go in here. Right? Simple. Does that make sense? It's going to be simple. But the main things we'll have to do, let me dump all that out of there. The main things I'll have to do, one, is cut down to where we just have this front drive, and we're going to actually remove at the boots here, right at the boots. I'll cut them off here, cut it off here. We'll mold these in at the angle we need to go to angle down to, down here to our for our output drive to our wheels up front, right? And then we'll probably we'll have to shorten these to whatever they need to be, whatever length they need to be to make that happen. We will use, I think, this steering rack just because it's longer from here to here. so it can pretty much span the frame rails before it has to, angle down to the collapsed shocks, airbags. There we go. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And I think, am I forgetting anything? And of course, using these A-arms that'll, I think, mount in here pretty, actually they'll go this way. It'll mount in here pretty easily. I think it'll work. I think I can make it work. I mean, we have, like, this is the actual front end to the Ferrari. I mean, I could cut that up too. In fact, it probably would need to go this way. This might be boy, I'm just looking at that. If I cut this wedge out of here, that might fit around. If we did that, then I could use these ones. I spent hours, by the way. I spent hours coming to the solution that I just showed you, and I think I'm about to change it right here on the fly, because then we could use these. So if I took some heat or whatever, or just cut them and then angled these down, like it's collapsed, if I cut this kind of solid piece out, I think this will sit in here around, or at least make it sit in around, and that almost lines up with the frame rails. Hey, this is the way to go. This is the way to go. And then, but the question is, can I get it to, obviously we have to have that fit in there. So I would probably just have to trim in around the differential there and make it fit. Actually, that might be the solution. I think that's what we're going to do. So for you guys who actually sat through this entire video, one, why? And two, this is the solution. I think we've completely changed what we're going to do here. Yeah, so upper A-arms, the drive shafts, whatever you call them, not drive shafts, output shafts, whatever they're called. Somebody will tell me what they're called. The steering knuckle portions that we'll use that will actually connect to this rack too. Not that it, we're gonna have to make that work anyways. And what? Oh, and and then we're gonna use this guy for our drive. That is our drive shaft. And then we'll build off of these steering knuckles. We'll turn them into uprights essentially by adding this shock, and then I'll build the airbag around this coilover, which is going to be a lot shorter. But we'll find out how short that needs to be, and then I'll build the airbag, and this will just turn into an upright or a spindle. And I think that might actually work to get four-wheel drive. Let me know what you think down in the description. This is what I'm working on all weekend, trying to get this ready. I've got another project going on in the background that I'll be filming this weekend too, but at the same time, I'm gonna be doing this right here. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think it'll work. I hope it will. All right, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I don't know, do all those things everybody tells you to do on YouTube. I've got a lot to do here. I'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.